Before we even get into this video today, I just want to say everything that I'm about to talk about is my opinion, and it's my opinion based off of what I've experienced before in the prison system. I don't mean for anybody to get offended. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. It's just what I think. So, like always, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode from Crime Center. I've been doing a bunch of shorts lately, but I felt like I really needed to make a video about this because what I need to say, I can't say in 3 minutes. So I've watched a couple of people who have YouTube channels. They used to be locked up. They're in the prison genre. I have a lot of respect for them. I'm not going to say any names, but I'm pretty sure if they were to somehow see this video, they would probably know that I'm talking about them. So everybody who's in this genre, I have mad respect for. We've all been in a similar situation. We're all trying to make something of ourselves. We're trying to have better than what we used to. So, two guys I've seen make videos giving their opinions on the Karmelo and Austin situation. They seem to think that here in Texas, that when Karmelo gets locked up, he's going to have a problem with white individuals who are gang related. They feel like because it's a racial tension type thing, and I believe they mentioned the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, and I just don't think that that's true. I was locked up in Texas prison from 2004 to 2014. Maybe things have changed since then. I've been out 10 years now, going on 11 years. In that amount of time, anything could change. But from what I experienced, nobody is going to do anything to Karmelo, regardless if they want them to or not. Like, I know a lot of people are making this into a racial thing, but it's not like he went and did it because the dude's skin was white. You understand what I'm saying? They don't know this guy Karmelo. They don't know this guy Austin. Like, they don't know them. So Karmelo's not going to end up getting locked up and having his life in danger by the white dudes. It's just not going to happen. They are not going to set off a racial riot in prison because of something that happened out here that has nothing to do with anybody in there. Here in Texas prisons, everybody stays to themselves. You stay with your own race, and that's it. There's a lot of politics. And politics plays a big part in what happens every single day in there. You mind your business, you do your thing, you follow the rules, and you're good. So, even if the white men did want to do something to this guy because they feel some type of way, they make it into a racial thing, it's not going to be as easy as you think. There are not, let me rephrase that. Back when I was locked up, there was not enough white dudes on one particular unit to be able to do anything. Like, there might be a lot, but compared to the blacks and the Mexicans, they just don't have the numbers. Back in the day when I was incarcerated, a lot of the white dudes were treated poorly. They were, how do you say? I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. That's why I'm trying to put it in a way That doesn't sound like I agree with it because I didn't, but it doesn't matter because you have to get with your race and you have to do what you do. That's just the way it is. Everything used to be divided down the middle. The Mexicans had this shower, this set of restrooms, these benches, these tables, this TV, and then the blacks had theirs. And the white dudes used to have to get in where they fit in. They have to ask permission if they could use this, watch that, sit there, use these tables. That's the way it was. And then when I got to other units, it was a little different. Mexicans would get this, blacks would get that. And then there was other tables and stuff where the whites could just go use that because it's for anybody. If you're not gang related, whatever, right? But a lot of the white dudes used to get called out, extorted, beat up, just because of all the white dudes before them that wouldn't fight, gave all the white dudes a bad name, and 9 times out of 10 they were going to get tested because everybody thought they were weak. And a lot of the times it was true. They didn't want to fight. They would go tell the guards that they gotta go. They would put a little I-60 in, a little piece of paper that goes to the front offices so that way they could get moved. Tell a sarge or one of the officers that their life was in danger. That used to happen a lot. Now, don't get me wrong. I came across a bunch of white dudes in there that were stiff. They were about that life. They took care of their shit. But a lot of the white dudes that were coming in around that time when I was locked up, they were just regular old dudes. They didn't grow up on the streets. They had never been to prison before. So they were scared. They didn't want to fight. They didn't want to get into anything. They just wanted to do their time and go home. The bad thing about prison is there are predators in there. Not predators in the sense that they mess with kids. Like, they preyed on the weak. And that's what they did. So, unless the white population has tremendously grown since then, I just don't think that they have the numbers to do anything. Compared to the blacks, like black dudes in there, there's a bunch. All the prisons I was at, Mexicans were the majority. And we all stood together no matter what when it came to race. We might be in different gangs. I was never in a gang. I was a solo. But if something happened racially or we needed all of our people, we were all there. The black dudes, they're hard-headed, bro. They are not going to let something like that happen just because they might feel like that'll make them look weak. Like, who do you think you are? Like, you're just going to come over here and try to beat some... No, this dude didn't have nothing. Y'all don't even know this guy. And there's a lot of them. Like, Mexicans were the majority, and then you had the blacks, which was right there, and then you had whites. But you got to remember, it's not all the entire prison population of white people spread out between all these different prisons around Texas. So for a bunch of them to be on one particular unit, they have to get lucky. And then Karmelo would have to go to that unit specifically where there's a bunch of white dudes, where they might be running the unit or whatever, because I mean, I'm sure there is some of those somewhere. Too much has to happen. But like I said, it's not going to happen. Like, unless Austin had some type of family that's in a gang who has the power to make something like that happen, nobody's gonna do anything about it. Like, it sucks. And I know people want to put this in a light of some type of racial problem, and it makes people angry. But just because it makes you angry doesn't mean that anything's going to happen. The only way that I've ever seen people come from out here and go into prison and get dealt with was because they had some type of weird offense. Like they messed with some children or something. Or maybe Austin has a brother or somebody locked up. Maybe that'll happen. But you have to realize everything is political in there. Nobody's gonna let that happen, because if a big old race riot goes off like that, we lose all privileges. People got money all over the place, that'll be lost. All your sales and everything will get shook up and destroyed. People are gonna get shipped everywhere. It's just a lot's gonna happen over that. And like I said, nobody knew Austin in there. That's a situation that happened out here. It's a murder. Like the dude committed a murder. It was between them two. It might not have been right, but it happened. So I feel like everybody thinking that this guy's gonna go in there and have a problem with the white gang members, it's just not true. As you know, as much as this dude might deserve something like that, and don't get me wrong, it could be something that happens to pop up out of nowhere. Maybe they might use this as a reason to make a racial war, because maybe they've been having a bunch of tension lately and they just need any excuse. I don't see it happening. Not here in Texas. But I respect everybody else's opinion. Like, if you think that it will, hey, maybe it will. I don't think it will. And I'm almost certain of that, just because of the way the prisons here in Texas are. And then to even do something like that, like, you have to let other people know. You got to let all the people who speak for certain gangs know that you're going to do something like this, because there's money everywhere. They got a lot going on in there. And I just don't see them agreeing to that. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It had nothing to do with anybody in there. I don't see it. And you know, to go up to other people, like if you were white, to go up to the other members, your homeboys, and convince them that they should do something for a guy that none of y'all knew, that didn't even start off as racial, that's a lot to ask from somebody. I mean, you got your crash dummies who will go and do stupid stuff like that all the time. Put a little key in their back and turn it, and they're ready to go, head first. There's a lot of stupid people like that in there. But I feel like the most you're going to get justice-wise is that this dude goes to prison. Do I think he's going to go to prison? Absolutely. A lot of people want to use that stand your ground law and all that kind of stuff. You have to remember, stand your ground is whenever your life is in danger and you're trapped and there's no way for you to leave the situation. That did not happen with this guy. This dude stabbed him after arguing and then ran away. 9 times out of 10, that judge is going to say, why didn't you run to begin with? Like, you literally told him in so many words that you were going to do something to him if he touched you. You were in an area where nobody knew you, nobody wanted you there. And instead of getting up and leaving, you threatened him, pulled a weapon out, stabbed him, ran, got rid of the weapon, and then try to act like you were a victim. I know there's a lot of people out there that are on Karmelo's side, and they're going to come up with every excuse in the book. They're going to say whatever it is that they want to say. But deep down inside, anybody who thinks about this gots to know in their heart that this dude is screwed. it's just not going to go the way y'all are thinking. His family, I'm sorry, he did something stupid. He's going to go to prison. It's going to be for a very long time. And there's nothing you could do about it. It's already been done. The damage is done. So he committed a crime. He's going to pay for that crime. He could try any which way he wants to get out of it. It ain't going to work. But everybody forgets that this kid, Austin, who just wanted him to move away from that area, got laid to rest because the guy thought he was tough and didn't think he had to move. Which one of y'all out there is going to tell me that you would be okay with some random stranger just coming and sitting in your area? Say you set up a tent and everything and you and all your family's there, and then some guy comes that you have no idea who he is, never seen him before, just sits there, and you ask him to leave and he says no. How many of you are going to be okay with that? Like, you can say what you want to try to justify what happened, but almost everybody is not going to be okay with that. I wouldn't be okay somebody coming and sitting under my tent around my family. I don't know you. I don't know what you have on you. And in that situation, see, that even proves it. You don't know what this guy got on him, what his intentions are. Like, you didn't know them, so you had to have been looking for some type of trouble. You had a knife on school grounds. That just shows even more that you had the intention to cause trouble. And you felt tough because you had a weapon on you. Because if you were really tough, when the guy told you to leave, you're already there starting shit anyway, so you might as well put them fists up. Why didn't you want to fight? Why not do the manly thing and go, if you want to cause shit, go toe to toe. Don't have all this blown up courage just because you have a weapon on you, and 9 times out of 10 you knew that he didn't have a weapon on him. So everybody who wants to make it's because he's a black dude, he's black. Stop with those excuses, man. Those excuses are old. They're worn out. Your life is not much different than anybody else's life. I know people like to use their skin color for it being the reason why a lot of things don't go your way. It's not, man. That stuff has been done. Like, I get it. What your ancestors experienced, that was horrible. I wish it would have never happened, but it did. But how many decades ago was that? Like, yeah, you still got the little few here and there that will judge you based off your skin color. But here in America, you make your life what you want it to be. The way your day goes is the way you think it's going to go. Because what you think is an important part of your everyday experiences. So, make it into a racial thing, I don't think it should be. It was just 2 kids got into an argument. One wanted to physically remove him. The other one was scared, pulled out a knife, and he murdered him. And then he ran when he could have just left to begin with. Color shouldn't even be brought into that, but people want to do it because people love to make everything racial. No matter what the situation is, people love to bring that crutch. But overall, the guy's going to get found guilty. He's going to end up going to jail, prison. And nobody's really going to do anything to him in there. You might have 1 or 2 random guys that just want to, go toe to toe just to see what he's talking about. Everybody already knows he's scared for pulling out a knife. When he first get in there, if you don't know anybody, you ain't going to get a hold of no knife right away. You have to put them fists up. Ain't no guns, knives in there. All you got in there is your nuts and your fist. That's it. Black dudes might back them up. Or then again, maybe they don't want nothing to do with them. Who knows? I saw in one of the videos earlier that this dude was throwing up a gang sign. He doesn't look like he runs a no gang. The stuff you do out here, when you get to prison, you will answer for it, because trust me, they know. Words somehow got around, and they know. That's my 2 cents on the entire subject. Like I said from the beginning, I don't think it should be made into this racial thing. I don't think people should get offended. You know, I got my opinion, you got your opinion, I respect yours. I ask you to respect mine. There's no reason to get all mad or get your feelings hurt. That's life, man. If anybody doesn't agree with that, tell me why. And that's fine. Let's have a conversation back and forth. Maybe you might sway my thinking your way, or maybe I might sway your thinking my way. People need to stop being so fragile and getting so offended these days for the smallest things. That's exactly why things like this happen. Situations like this happen all the time, because somebody feels like their feelings were hurt, or they need to act tough, and then the situation goes too far, and that's what happened. It is what it is. But I want to thank everybody who's always supported me from the beginning. Y'all know who y'all are. For all the people who are new and seeing my video for the first time, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe. I would really love and appreciate if you subscribe to me. I got plenty of videos coming out. I talk about anything crime and prison related. And you know, all I'm trying to do is grow. The rest of this year, I'm focused on growing and entertaining everybody out there who takes the time out of their day to watch my videos. That means a lot to me, way more than you think. So thank you for coming and watching again. Let me know in the comments what you think about the video. Please keep it respectful. I'll listen to you, you listen to me. Let's be adults about everything. And like always, until next time, stay tuned.